Alright, how is everyone doing? Welcome along to the guitar lesson for the new Ed Sheeran song, Blow, featuring Bruno Mars and Chris Stapleton. So, to play this, it's done on electric, obviously. In this lesson, I'm going to teach the acoustic on it, and I'm going to use the guitar riff you hear throughout, as well as a lot of the other backing. The solo isn't in this, unfortunately. However, all the other parts are. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, and one more thing. I will be putting up more Ed Sheeran songs next week when his album is released, and I have other ones done as well. So you'll see they should pop up right about now. And if you want to hit subscribe to keep up to date for all the future ones, feel free to do so. And post me a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking of his new album. This, as well as Cross Me, will be up there as my favourites. So, let's get into it. Alright, so to begin, here is the story. We're going to begin with the main riff you hear throughout. This song is tuned down half a step. I've no videos done myself on how to do this. However, there's some good ones up on YouTube, and you'll find a link to a video down the description. What do I mean by down half a step? I essentially mean that it is tuned a semitone lower. So instead of your guitar sounding like this, it sounds like this. It adds a lower end. Now, why do bands do it? A lot of times so they can sing higher, and it has a thicker sound as well, which fills in with the heavy vibe to this song. So, here we go. Now, the main riff, you'll see it pop up in the tab, and we get this as follows. We get... Now again, I'll do it again. The H is for hammer on, so you hammer on from a 5 to a 7, and then you'll do that again. Then you pull off from a 5 to a 3. All together, we get this. Okay, and we'll cover those bunch of notes at the end. So, another small thing is with those zeros, it's that make sure you pick down, down, up. A reason I pick up at times is that it doesn't sound as forceful as going. This goes. And it allows you to attack the hammer-on and the pull-offs with the downstroke. Now, let's talk about this group of notes at the end. It goes as follows. It goes 5, 6, 7, and I'm using index, middle, ring. Then I use my index on the 5, then 7, 6, 5 back down, then your index on the 3. All together. Okay, now that there, for anybody who doesn't like scales, that is taken from the E blues scale. So they can be used for cool things too. Now sometimes I'll palm mute. What I'll do is I'll keep my palm towards the end of the bridge, and it gives me a bit more control over the notes. So this line, this is our intro, and it's also our verse. So to begin this, you have the riff played 4 times for the intro, and you keep playing it for the verse. Of course, you can hear the guitar doesn't play it, but you can still play it. It's the same notes. Now, to create that effect of the bass playing it, I tend to go, I'm palm muting it all, and that lowers the tone of it a lot. And then we've the riff twice after that. In the next verse, it's Chris Stapleton singing. It's the same thing again. That will continue. Now, you do hear the guitar come in, and I phrase this as it comes in at the tail of the riff. The tail of the riff being those 8 notes. Comes in really heavy, so it lets loose on the chorus. So, for example, a verse could go like this. This is our 3rd time around. Still light. Now watch the end. Here I go heavy. Then I hammer back into that again with the full on picking. So what happens there is there's been no chorus as of yet. And again, if you want to hit the link below in the description, you'll see the lyrics site I'm pulling off that I'm using, and you'll also see that I have a video done on how to play this song. Like as an example, I'm playing along with the whole song, so you can see exactly what length things are and the tone and things like that. Now, the next bit, so it's a G power chord going to an A power chord. So it's 3, 5, and 5, and it goes, I'm coming, baby. Alright, so that's that line. And then you go back again. And by the way, that power chord, it's optional really. You can go your pinky on it or without. Now, the next line goes as follows. Forgive me, I don't know some of these words. So it goes, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, now that bar that's empty there, the bar 9, you can see it labelled as, it's not essentially the 9th bar of the piece, but you could hit one power chord here, 0 and 2. Da, 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 blow your mind. Then you're back to the main riff. So that's the chorus. And then what happens then is you go back around again. This is Bruno Mars's verse, and it's the same thing. And he'll go back into the I'm gonna, baby, don't you know I'm gonna be good. So this is the chorus. The da 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 blow your mind. And this brings us up to the solo at 2:30. Now, what happens with the solo, I don't have this done out because I'm on acoustic here. The solo goes 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's our power chords again. Then the third bar that goes 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll play that one more time. So all that while the solo begins, and the solo starts at around 2:30. So it goes 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Now, while the solo gets deeper, you're going to go back to the main riff if you want to accompany it. You're going back into the chorus. I'm gonna, baby, don't you know I'm gonna be you. So that'll be the same as before. Now, to finish this whole song, you end up playing the riff. Now, you play it 4 times. Now, the last time, that tail that I described before, that group of 8 notes, you're going to play that 3 times. Normal, normal. Last time, slow it down. Now, you can use fingers like this. You can use the ones you had already, 1, 2, 3. Or you could use middle, ring, pinky. That allows you to get the stretch down with your index for the 3rd fret. And that's the whole song. So if you have any questions on it all, please post a comment below. There are 1 or 2 small errors there, right, because I just heard it today, but I want to get it done before the weekend. So good luck with it, have fun, it's a really cool song. Don't forget to subscribe and keep the bell hit for all the latest notifications. And we'll chat with you next week.